talk about Walmart Spark real quick. Now, there's a lot of people that are trying to get onto this platform, and it's a great platform. Pays a lot better than DoorDash and such. But if you have a problem sitting around, you're probably not going to like Walmart Spark. Uh, there's just a lot of sitting, a lot of not being. You're not on an order. You're waiting for orders to come in. They drop them at a certain time in different markets. Like where I'm at, it's usually between the 15-minute mark and the 30-minute mark is when they'll drop like curbside and such, and then they'll drop like sometimes they'll mix in like ASAP orders. They'll mix in .com orders and shop and deliver. For the most part, in my market, I don't see .com orders or shop and deliver until like between sometime between 40 minutes and the top of the hour. That's when I see shop and deliver and .coms drop, unless it's an emergency. Then an occasional ASAP order will pop up. It doesn't really happen that often, but otherwise, I mean, you're pretty much just you're waiting, and it seems like DoorDash and Uber Eats, which I'm also signed up for, it's like they know that, because it's like the only time I can be active on all three platforms. The only time I'll see orders from Uber Eats or DoorDash is the first half of the hour, and then after that, I don't see it. I mean, in my market, I don't see anything from DoorDash or Uber Eats from the 30-minute mark to the top of the hour. But maybe 1 minute before the hour, both of them start chiming in. Orders, and they're here lately here. My acceptance rate is low on both of those platforms, but so that may affect it. But the orders are just not worth taking. I'm not driving for 40 cents a mile to start. I'm just not, and that's why I started doing Walmart Spark mostly, because with Walmart Spark, you're looking at, there's pretty good pay, but there's also bad pay. It's just like with any platform. I mean, don't let these people on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere bragging, oh, I made $700 in one day on Walmart Spark. Okay, how many hours do you work? What market are you in? If you're in like St. Louis, San Diego, New York, a large city where they have like any of these large cities that have like a $30 freaking minimum pay, sure, I can see if you work, if you put in, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. doing Walmart Spark, so 12 hours, you're guaranteed $30 an hour. So right there is over $200, almost $300, and then customer tips and everything. If you picked up orders after order after order, in a busy market like that, sure, you'll make some money, but at least be honest about it and tell people where you're at. Tell them the state you're in, because I can tell you, in rural, Arkansas, rural Texas, rural Oklahoma, you're not going to make $700 in one day on Spark. You're just not. And sadly, people see these other people bragging on YouTube. They do this. It's misleading. And like in my market, I'm in Arkansas, and in my market, the most I've made in one day was like I believe it was $225. And I put in 8 hours, so you can do the math. I mean, that's $25 an hour or so. But those days are very few and far between. That's not every day for me. That's not every, that doesn't happen every day of every week. And it's not going to happen for you. But the first thing you got to do is you got to be able to get over the waiting and sitting in the car. Like if you want to trigger a shop and deliver, usually walking around the store can do that. They say proximity to the store helps a lot. I don't know about that, because I live 6 miles from two different Walmarts, and I live 12 miles from 5 Walmarts. And but there are two different zones. I mean, I've played with it. I've sat at home and I've turned on both the zones. Alternated. Different days I did one zone and the other zone, and up to 12 miles away, I've still gotten orders for like $40-50. They were ASAP. I would have been dinged for being late had I taken them. They were large orders, like large screen TVs. Well, I drive a 4-door sedan. I can't fit a 72-inch TV in this car. That's another thing you need to watch out with Walmart Spark. You need to make sure to pay attention to how big the order is. It'll tell you, it'll show you what the person is ordering before you accept. Unlike DoorDash, unlike Uber, unlike any of the food deliveries. So you can see, just because it says $80, you might want to pay, look at that order. If you're driving a Prius, you probably don't want to take that, you might want to pay attention to that $80 order. It's got a, stainless steel grill and a 80-inch TV on it. You will get if you accept it and you can't complete the order, you will get dinged. I mean, it's up to you to know what you can haul and what you can't, and Walmart will ding you for that. But for the most part, the hardest part with DoorDash with Walmart Spark is the waiting. Like I said, the orders drop at a certain time every hour, and it's different for different markets. But once you can get past that, I mean, yeah, sure, you can multitask, multi-app, whatever you want to call it. Even once you make a pickup with Walmart, you usually have about an hour and a half to deliver. Well, a lot of people want a dirty dash, whatever they want to call it, multi-app. They'll get a Walmart Spark, and then they'll take an Uber Eats or a DoorDash or both, or add on Grubhub and everything else. I don't care for that kind of stress, but I mean it is an option with Walmart Spark because you do have a large, like I said, about an hour and a half to make it to the customer. So something to think about. I mean, there's money to be made, but you just got to be prepared. Find other ways to pass the time, make money. Maybe play the stock market, make videos for YouTube. Take care.